Okay, so you've just finished mapping out the bullseye strategy here. So you've got maybe three ideas that you've ranked as the highest potential to move the needle for your business for getting new customers. It's time to design your experiments. So I want to show you these two different tests that I did. They're both around community building, and actually one kind of became it's like community building and engineering is marketing. So the initial test was seeing if we could get some high quality leads by building a Facebook group. And I found this Facebook group. It's really authentic. There's a lot of software as a service businesses in the group who totally could be target customers for us. And the trick with building community is you cannot make it about your product. You cannot make it about selling all the time. It has to be like a genuine need that you're solving, like and value that you're creating by having the people that you want to interact with there. So I think that's a big caveat with community building and customer advocacy in general. So that's been a big focus for us. Instead of trying to like build out our own community, I actually found this community that Aaron Kroll started and started interacting with them. It's got a bunch of chief marketing officers, heads of growth, and founders of SaaS businesses in it. And at the time, it only had 1,300 members. Instead of trying to build this out myself, I decided to run some quick experiments and see if interacting with this community through some content that I made would actually end up leading to some good traction, and it did. So, like for example, I just made a Facebook post in the community and said, "Hey, I've got this service. I'd love to see what people think." Or I offered some free sales funnel analysis to the group and had some really meaningful conversations through that. But the free sales funnel analysis, there was really no expectation of anything in return. I actually started a 30-day growth challenge in there where, I was just trying to find ways to create value for those people in the group without any expectation of them like buying my product or doing anything with me. And it really did end up moving the needle. We ended up getting a couple of building some great relationships. There were some partnerships formed. So the group is really valuable. So that was a quick test. That literally only took me, 30 minutes of time probably to make those couple of posts and start validating some of the ideas about the group. Another test that we tried was display ads. So we just ran like a couple of ads using Ad Espresso. It's an app that I love, and again, we didn't think too long about and hard about this. You just come up with your audience and build out graphics using Canva.com or whatever, and just get it out there really quickly. But my point is, with any of these ideas, building an entire community, or like right now we're building out the SaaS Growth Hacks directory. It's also going to be sort of like a QA style forum for the SaaS Growth Hacks community. There's a lot of great information there that community members are posting on Facebook, but it's not getting recorded. So this QA section is going to be a part of that. And I didn't build this whole app without making a post in the group about it and being like, hey, is this a good idea? Is this something you guys would find interesting or valuable? And a ton of people responded. So that post took me, 5 minutes to make. And it proved out the need for the next step in this test. So that's why we have focusing here. And now we're testing this now. And we actually ran an experiment last week. This has well over 200 users in it now, and a lot of products listed there with our referral marketing campaign going inside of the product. So the refer a friend campaign there. Actually, I'll just show it to you, where members of the group can earn discounts to other products and services in the group. But this is the current experiment that we're running in community building. Can we build a community of people who are like us, who own SaaS businesses, and can we build something of value for them? And here's our little referral campaign that we're testing out in there. Don't try and build out the full version. Find a way to scope down the test. What's the minimum test that you can do to see if the traction channel is worth building out even further? One thing we're continuing to test is account-based marketing, so direct sales. Doing cold email campaigns. We've so far done about 800 of these emails. They've gone out with Mailshake. We're still kind of focusing it. We haven't really gotten all the results yet. We're going to wait another week to put them in there. But you can see that like the the Facebook stuff totally failed. Zero sales. It was low. We didn't have very much traffic, and so now we kind of scratched that one off and are focusing more on the community building and the direct sales stuff. You'll also notice that I didn't end up testing, viral marketing because I didn't think that was going to move the needle. I don't have much going on right now about the content marketing stuff, although I probably should add that. This is my experiments page is a little bit old, but I think you get the idea. You go through here and you give it a name, say what channel it is, create an objective, create a hypothesis statement. So, and then you can have the experiment design here. And what I recommend here is that you link out to a separate document so you can describe how the experiment's going to run, so your whole team can focus on that. And then, give it a status. This one's focusing right now. It could be idea stage. It could be actively being tested or abandoned. And you put the results here. So, how many sales did this result in? What was the impact? What was the accuracy? Why do you think that happened? How much traffic did it generate? How much revenue? What was the conversion rate? And what was the cost of acquisition here? So this is just a good spreadsheet for tracking all of your tests. What I would do is I would just whiteboard out 3 experiments, 1 per channel, and really try and focus on scoping it down. And again, this should take 15 minutes to do. I wouldn't spend much more time on just deciding which experiments you can launch. And just, always ask yourself, if I had to test this tomorrow, what would I do? Here's the big idea we want to test. This is like the big campaign, but if we wanted to test it tomorrow to see if it's worth spending 2 weeks building out, what would we do? So good luck with that. Again, if you need help, if you're not sure how to scope your experiment down or it doesn't seem achievable, shoot me a message on Facebook or email me or hit me up on Twitter and we can talk about that. I'm happy to help you out with that. My Twitter handle is @AFKahaya, and you probably already know me on Facebook or LinkedIn. So just go ahead and reach out to me there. I'll also add that information down in the notes below so that you can get access to that so you can contact me. Anyway, good work so far. We're about halfway through the growth optimizer. We're at the sort of the meaty part where you're getting these traction channels set up and actual experiments running. The next step is to look at some of your people spend, program spend, conversion rates, and then finally understanding the KPIs and what actually is in the summary table, so your LTV to CAC ratio that you need to hit. But we'll talk about that more in the next lecture. Good luck.